Hello and welcome to ESAT. I'm Ngidwalde with the news in brief. The Ethiopian regime is to transfer the administration of disputed areas to the Sudan for a period of 10 years, according to sources with access to documents and maps of the disputed areas that locals claim were historically in Gondar. The new development came after Ethiopia's Prime Minister paid a visit to the Sudan last month, in which border issues were top on the agenda. The Tigrayan-led regime in Addis Ababa has changed the map of Tigray to include areas bordering Gondar and Benishangul Gumuz regions in what close followers of the political development say was an attempt to create a greater Tigray which will border with the Sudan. Map of the Tigray region, including areas from Gondar and Benishangul, was shown on Ethiopian television twice. The station issued an apology after a storm of indignation and condemnation by the general populace. ESAT sources say Sudanese authorities, who are friendly with the TPLF oligarchs, have claimed vast areas in Gondar, including areas in Dolola, Soroka, Abrahajira, Matamma, Kwara, Tumet, Mandoka, and Dalango, among others. The areas that were reported to be transferred to Sudanese administration for 10 years are what are referred to as Corridor 25 and Corridor 26, according to the sources, who say the move was an attempt to create access between the Tigray region and Sudan, annexing areas in Gondar and Benishangul to Tigray. There have been several deadly clashes between farmers in Gondar and their Sudanese counterpart along the border areas ever since it emerged that the TPLF authorities were working to give away land to the Sudan. Revenue from export trade fell short of its goal, with only $2.9 billion of the targeted $4.7 billion earned this year. According to the country's Ministry of Trade, of the $2.9 billion obtained, coffee took the lion's share of the proceeds. Even then, proceeds from coffee fell $58 million short of the targeted $1 billion, earning about $882 million. Proceeds from the export of 48,000 tons of khat, an hallucinant chewed in East Africa and the Middle East, has shown over target revenue of $272.9 million. Last year, earnings from export trade also fell short of the target. About $2.8 billion of the goal, $4.2 billion, was secured. Despite rhetoric of miraculous economic developments by the regime officials, the country ranks 123rd in the world in foreign trade earnings, third from the bottom, only ahead of Afghanistan and Gambia. The UN Children's Agency, UNICEF, says that 30 million people, including 14.6 million children in northeast Nigeria, Somalia, South Sudan, and Yemen, are in urgent need of safe water. In Nigeria, it says that 3 million people are at risk because 75% of water and infrastructure has been damaged or destroyed in the region, which is on the front line of the fight against Islamist militant group Boko Haram. The BBC reported that UNICEF's head of water and sanitation says that in South Sudan, where there is a civil war, half of places where people got water have been destroyed, leaving them vulnerable, mostly children, prone to disease. UNICEF also says that 19,000 cases of cholera have been recorded in the country since June. It added that Somalia has also recorded nearly 77,000 cases of suspected cholera or acute watery diarrhea in the past 5 years. Ethiopian authorities refused to declare the epidemic cholera and have been playing down the magnitude of the scourge. Reports indicate the Somali region of Ethiopia is the worst affected by the disease. That ends the news. Thanks for watching.